Afternoon, Deborah. Oh, so morning, Perfect Pearl, Savulins. Hiya. I'm having a bit of a die day today. Didn't get much done yesterday. Well, actually, that's a lie. I did a lot yesterday morning, but by the time I went shopping, nothing else happened. Which is usually the way you come back from. Oh, aren't the supermarkets at the moment absolutely dire? Can't get anything in the shop. And if you're looking for a piece of roast beef for your Sunday lunch, don't expect to be feeding more than one person at a time. You just got your batty bat. Oh, great. Yeah, they were supposed to get posted out, I think, Wednesday. But something ended up happening, household disaster, and I never managed to get out. So, yeah, they were posted out on Thursday instead because I had an order to go over to America at the same time. So I had to get that sorted. So I thought we'll kill two birds with one stone. So I hope you like it, sweetie. It's really nice colours this time. So yeah, next month, bit bolder and brighter to go with the Perrindale. So I'm just dyeing up some grey wool. I thought I had all the mini braids dyed up for Christmas, but I've just realised, just done a count upstairs before I started splitting them up, that I needed one more. So I've got this really nice luxury grey blend. And then I'm going to dye up some wool for myself. I've got locks in the sink now soaking, so I can get them dyed this afternoon and then dried, hopefully. Oh no, I'm in a fluffy jumper. It's supposed to be 19 degrees outside and I've got the chills. So I'm feeling really chilly. Honest to goodness, I'd be quite happy to go and light the fire. That's how cold I'm feeling today. I think I'm just tired. So I'm trying to squeeze 400 grams of grey wool into one tray. But I don't mind because I don't want it to be all solid colour anyway. I want some of the actual natural grey to pop through on these braids. So yeah, what else? I've spent the morning. I don't know what you guys have been up to today, but I've just spent the last 3 hours watching this Australian. He's brilliant. He's absolutely funny. He does these take the mick out of cooking shows. He's called That's What I Reckon. I don't know if anyone's ever found him on YouTube, but every so often I'll sort of have a catch up with his latest videos, and they are funny. He swears a lot, but they're no Brits, so majority of us swear a lot as well. So no, I've been pretty quiet, pottering around, getting things done. I'm just at that phase now where I'll start getting my advents all divided up because everything's all ready. So yeah, so I'm at that point now. Oh, just reach over for my citric acid. I'm just waiting for an order from Amazon to come with my some sewing patterns. I've been trying to get a hold of this sort of vintage pinafore dress for probably the best part of a year, and I can't get it from my usual suppliers, and I found it yesterday on Amazon, so I'm waiting for that to come today. And some vintage style pinnies, which I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind having a little try with those. You know, those all over full body, a bit like what kids used to wear at school for painting in. So like the front and at the back, but these ones tie up around like a house coat. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just waiting for them to turn up at some point today. So I just need to fill up my kettle. Oh, so I put my new video content up yesterday on YouTube. The recycling old bats and trying to explain how to blend up fibres to create wools for certain requirements. So that went on there yesterday. That was a spur of the moment. I wasn't going to do another one yesterday. Do you know, I think I might shut that blind down a little. Oh, tray. That'll do. Yeah, hi Anna. So yeah, I put that on there yesterday, spare of the moment. I was to say I wasn't going to do lots of videos this week. I just needed a bit of thingy. I know everyone's starting to come back off the holidays and get ready for schools next week and going back to work. So I'm just doing bits and pieces really. I've got a dog staring at me from the other side. Hold on a sec, let me see if I can reverse this round. See what I have to put up with? This four-legged child is after junk mail. Yeah, that's what I have to put up with. You can have that. She's after an information letter that's coming from the local council, because I don't know if you've heard recently in the news, Nuclear are looking for more places to put their dumping waste. We already have Sellafield, literally just that way, or no, that way, and they've already been using it for the last 60 years, and they want to dump more. So they're doing a public meeting about bringing more nuclear waste to our little coastline. It was funny, but Sellafield's not even owned by the Brits anymore. I think it's an American-based company, as it always seems to be these days. They seem to be buying us out of our own businesses again. But it's better than China, who own Weetabix, did you know? Weetabix are actually owned by China. What we're doing, yeah, so get this on. Yeah, there's 20 nuclear waste sites throughout the UK already, and they just, it's either us or over the east coast that are going to get it. It'll more than likely end up us, and they'll get a massive payoff for it, the local councils, and we won't see a penny of it. I went for a little wander around in Whitehaven the other day, which I don't do often. When was it? Thursday. And I want to go and pop in and just have a little wander around and go and grab some tissue paper and stuff like that for my advent sets. And the dog's going mad. Yeah, it's dangerous, but that's what I'm saying, Danielle. There's 20 of these nuclear waste facilities all over the UK, and they bury it in the ground. There's a reservoir that we currently get our water from at Ennerdale, and there is rumours that once United Utilities change our water supplies over, because we're going through to Thermeel, which actually supplies, like, I think Warrington and Wigan for definite, maybe Liverpool, sort of that area with fresh water. But it runs out of water every summer. It ends up, you can see the village where it used to be in Thermeel Reservoir. But ours, currently our locals, have theirs from Ennerdale. And the rumour was that Sellafield were going to build an underground waste facility under Ennerdale Reservoir. But that was the rumour years and years ago. But I do know that there's areas all the way through to St Bees and along Ravenglass that you can't actually get onto. It's patrolled by armed guards and stuff like major security, so you can't get actually onto the land, but it's all underground waste facility, and it's the same all over the country. But yes, so there's a massive thing on at the moment. I think it's called the GDP, I think, don't quote me on that. So yeah, so it'll more than likely end up being Sellafield that'll take it on, as if we haven't got enough leaking issues as it is. Put it this way, if anything goes wrong, you won't be seeing me again, because there's no point trying to get out. We've got two roads out of Cumbria, We've got one that goes south towards Sellafield. You've got to drive past the nuclear moment to get out, or you could go north. And it's one road. So it's like building a brand new house on estate just off a motorway, and you only have one access point. There's no emergency backouts. So yeah, that's a bit like what Cumbria is like. There's no way out in a rush. So yeah, so if anything ever happens, it's bye-bye Joe. 3-legged dogs. So yeah, we've got that all fun and games to do. So yeah, so I was in digressed again. I've done a Billy Connolly. So yeah, I was in town the other day. I have a little wander around while I waited for Phil to go over to Cockermouth to pick up my stock from the shop. And there was, 3 women's clothes shops in town. M&Co, Peacocks, and no, not Peacocks. It's it's Peacocks. And New Look's closed down. No, it's not. It's still open. So New Look's open, but there's nothing in there for people of my age. And that's it. Topshop closed down the top of the road. That's gone. So is Burton's. We've got a Millets for outdoor clothes. I'm sorry, but I don't want to wear outdoor clothes all the time. I want to wear indoor clothes. So there's nothing for us in town. Most of it is Poundland, charity shops, vape shops. The local Barclays shut down. That I have to go to another town to go to my local branch. And cafes, hairdressers and nail salons. There's nothing there. It's tired and it's fed up. And the market's a joke. It used to be a market there. And there's one or two stalls, and one of the stalls is pet beddings. So, there's only so many pet beds you can buy in a year. So that's no good. So it's a bit useless. You just don't want to go when you don't feel like... I used to, when I lived in Warrington, I used to go into town once the kids went to school on my day off and have a mooch around, go to the second-hand bookstall in the market, then go and sit at Nero's in the square, drink my coffee, read my new book, spend probably an hour or so wandering around the shops, and then head home, pick the kids up from school. Those days have long gone. Those days have gone. There's nothing like that anymore. I do miss having a mooch around. I've never been a big shopper. And I hate going buying clothes at the best of times. But when you've got no choice, that's even worse. And I'm having a total and utter dilemma. I don't know about the rest of you lot, but this last year has been a nightmare to get ladies' underwear. No, I don't care. It's not a taboo subject. It's a matter of life and death. Your boulders need holding up. I can only find... I've had a hiatus hernia for, I don't know, donkey's years, but it's scarred over tissue, and they advised me not to wear belts. I always wear a belt. I laugh at people that don't wear belts. I can't understand someone that wears a pair of jeans and is quite happy for the sun to shine out the top of them and showing their G-strings. I've always worn belts. But then again, I'm not allowed to wear underwire bras. These things need a little bit of support. Ladies, are you with me on this? So the only decent bra that I can wear is a sports bra. Now, it must have been designed by a man, because it doesn't do... It supports them, but it squishes them in like a pair of flat pancakes. And I have a dog that likes to pinch my socks and hides them under the bed with the nargles or underneath the sofa. She stashes them everywhere. I can have a full set of 5 child's department socks. I've only got a size 2.5 feet, 2.5 to 3, so I wear children's socks, but they are the cutest. Like the boys section. So I'll bring home a brand new pack of socks out the supermarket, and within a week I have 1 full pair left, because that child pinches them. Well, see, I do online shopping for clothes, but it's such a fuss and a cadoo to try and... You don't know whether it's going to fit you or not. There's only one... there's 3 shops that I like to buy my clothes out of. Next, I think the sizes are reasonable and the jeans are really comfy. So I always go next to my jeans. And I like the shirts in there as well. I do like jeans and shirts. I like Weird Fish. This is a Weird Fish top. They're a bit expensive, but for me that's a treat. And I like Fat Face. I'm considering learning to make a pair of Regency stays. I'll be quite happy if someone could make me something that just keeps everything in place. That'd be an achievement. Watch Kathy Hay. Kathy Hay and Bernadette Banner on YouTube. They're on Instagram as well. I've been watching these two ladies that make beautiful replica costume clothing for the Victorian period. And the stuff is amazing what they do. All hand sewn. Go look them up. So Kathy Hay, I think it's with a C. Not sure, but you'll find her anyway. And Bernadette Banner. Bernadette Banner is actually from New York, and she moved to London sometime this year after COVID lockdown calmed down. And Kathy Hay is actually British anyway. But yeah, find them both, Danielle. They're amazing. I watch their videos all the time. I would love to be able to do something like that. But Kathy Hay's actually got an online school where she does all that. Bernadette and Kathy, watch that. Yeah, she's got an online school where she teaches people how to do all this stuff. Anyway, I was watching. What was I watching last night? I was completely addicted about the peacock dress. Yes, I was just about to say the peacock dress. Yeah. So I tell you what, it was so much easier when you knew how to make your own underwear back in those days, because I am literally down to bras that the dogs chewed from. You like Deborah? Do you like Kathy as well? Her husky voice is like a bar of Galaxy chocolate. Yeah, she's really, really good. I love watching things like that. I binge watch, so I like to leave those videos and let them stock up a bit, and then I can watch them all in one day when I'm working. Oh, Soulstein, she makes gorgeous bits, and Daisy Victoria. Oh, I've not heard of them. I'll have a look. Let me write that down. Grab a pen. Oh my goody I've actually got a pen and a piece of paper for a change. Oh. Right, so Soulstein. Oh. And Daisy Victoria with a K. I like watching videos where people have got a bit of a personality. So if they make me chuckle or they make me think, then I'm quite happy. But yeah, so I do love no doggo needs to step away from underwear. I've found that dog with my bra actually up around her arms, her front arms, eating the bra. Where the buckley straps are so she can gnaw on it. Yes, that thing down there. She's having a whale of a time. She keeps finding bits of paper, and she's currently destroying the living room like a 2-year-old in a tornado. Oh. Just about I've not done the housework today. So yeah, I'm down to one really uncomfortable, itchy sports bra, and I desperately need new underwear. Desperately. Even the elastic's starting to go on my knickers. That's never a good sign. So I won't be wearing any skirts for a while when I go out in public, just on the off chance I end up with a Nora Batty moment. Yeah. So, welcome to my world. I tell you, honestly, goodness me. Oh, hold a sec. So I'm having a bit of a dilemma, ladies. I don't know if you can help me. Hivemind is welcome. So, obviously everyone knows that I got Rose. She's been named Rose as in the flower, but also like Pearl's a Singer's sewing machine. She's called Rose for Rose and Rose and Rose of yarn. Joe, you're so simple. So anyway, got this. I ordered a big kilo cone of BFL and Stellina, I know, BFL and Stellina yarn from World of Wool. Forgot that went to Asda and had to hunt for bras that fit me. Have the same problem. If I go into Asda, I come out with trainer bras. And that's not to say that I've got a small chest. It means that any of the bras that are in there, the only ones that are available in my size, are those little t-shirt trainer bras with no support in them. The dog loves to eat them. I don't want pretty little pink flowers on my flaming bras. I want lace on them. So anyway, yes. So divvy idea, forgot to double check the thickness of this yarn, and it's a fingering weight or lace weight yarn. I thought in my head it was going to be 4-ply, so I could use it for warping or to ply with my hand spun yarn to strengthen it, to warp it. Now this wool's really, really flimsy. I'll go and grab it in a sec. Let me just sprinkle this dye on here first, because otherwise this wool's never going to get dyed. Hold a sec. So, I have this humongous kilo cone of blue-faced Leicester and Stellina, but it's lace weight and it snaps, which is not cool because I need strength in it, and I wanted it for warping. I thought, oh, I'll buy a big flaming thingy of it, I own it out of there, I'll buy a big cone of it, and then I've always got it for warping, and I can just dye it up for whatever colours I want. So now I've got a kilo of yarn that I can't use for warping. Now, Hivemind that weaves out there, would this still be strong enough if I was to ply it with hand spun yarn as singles and use it for warping, or if I plied it upon itself, which I'm wondering, maybe that'll just be more fuss than it's actually worth. Yeah, I'm a bit stuck. I don't want to warp it up and it'll start snapping on me, but then I don't want to be spinning up 300 grams of hand spun wool to use for warping and then have to blend up a load of wool to use from a weft for weaving. So yeah, well, come on Hivemind, let me know what I can do with this so I can use it for warping. Core spinning, yeah, core spinning's fine, but I bought it for that, thinking it was at least fingering weight. Yeah, I can use it for core spinning, Deborah, and Perfect Pearl, which is great. That's perfect. But I don't want a core spin. Not for weaving, because I want to make really, really pretty stuff, and I want it to be slightly delicate, and I don't think this is going to be strong enough for using as a warp. So the only thing I can think of, and the reeds, the thread for threading through on it, they're really, really thin, and it's metal, it's not cotton, so it could snag, you see. And I have noticed with my hand spun wool, at certain points they're starting to fray a little bit, which it wouldn't normally do if I was using a plastic heddle on a rigid heddle loom. These are metal. I may have to some point change, I think they're called stays, somebody correct me. So I may have to change the metal ones at some point for some cotton ones. Will it work for the weft? Yeah, it'll definitely work for the weft. It'll take forever to do it because it's so thin. So I think I might have to just end up spinning up, roving, dyed, and then ply it with that, and then use my blends, and then ply that with that for my weft. I was just hoping that somebody would come up with a brilliant idea where it doesn't take me like nearly a week in man hours to get it done. But hey ho, my mistake, I'll know for next time. Yeah, so that's a bit of a bummer when that turned up. I was so excited, as you can imagine. Oh dear. So I'm putting, what am I dyeing? Yeah, so I'm dyeing this merino with silk. It's a grey merino silk blend, and I'm adding different colours onto it. Just to see, it's an experiment. What is it? I missed that. Right. So, Hilly, I don't know if you do weaving, but I accidentally ordered not the brand, not the breed, but the thickness, the density of the yarn. This cone is blue-faced Leicester with Stellina, and there's a kilo of it. And I thought I was ordering at least a 4-ply or a sports weight. And it's not till I got it here that I realised it's actually a lace weight. So I'm now at a dilemma with old Rose. Okay, I ordered that for warp. She's got metal on it, not plastic, so that will snap it within a second. And it's very, very, very easy to split. So I'm stuck now because I ordered this. I'm not sending it back because it's not like I won't use it, because I will, but its intended purposes is for Rose. Yeah, well, do you know, I was wondering, and that was what I was hoping somebody would suggest and let me know if that would actually work. If I was to weigh out 100 grams or wind up 100 grams and then ply it back on itself 100 grams and then dye it so it sets and any extra twist in there will settle down. So will that work, do you think? And maybe, I've never really done Navajo plying. So maybe that might be a challenge for me to try and do Navajo plying with that, and that'll make it thicker, won't it? It'll make it more of a 3-ply than a single ply. If not, all else fails, I'll just ply it on itself. And would you say that would make it strong enough to, I mean, it is quite thingy, but if you do the proper snap test, it will snap eventually. And I like the sparkle in it. Yeah, that'll work. Right, so have a go at Navajo plying. So I'll have to go YouTubing later on, because I've never tried that. That might be fun and novel to do. And then all else fails, ply it on itself. Yeah, so wind up on my Swift 100 grams twice and then ply it. I want to learn how to do that Navajo ply. I might have to do a comedy video next week then of me trying to figure out how to Navajo ply and watch me on YouTube at the same time. Let's see how easy it is to do, because it's something I've attempted to do, but felt like I wasn't successful enough. Hiya, Joanna. So yeah, Navajo ply might be the challenge for this week, and I might have to video myself swearing a lot. The beep, 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 beep while I do it. Right, okay, Hilly, thank you, sweetie. Information taken, and I shall give that a go for next week. I have got a project on there at the moment. It's all hand spun, so I'm just having a play with it, to be fair. Just figuring out the tensions and what I'm doing. I did feel like, oh my lord, that I've been weightlifting with it because the castle's up here. Try it on 20 grams to start. Sorted. I've got my cake ball winder there, so I'll wind that up. It might be easier. Ply it. Yeah, so either do the Navajo chain ply or ply it upon itself. So try those first. Yeah, you know what? You think of these things in your head and you're like, right, go ask the crowd. Somebody may have done this cock up themselves. I have asked, I have been given, I shall go try. Thank you, ladies. Hivemind. Hivemind. Somebody's always got an answer. So that's cool, thank you. I shall get that sorted out during the week. So what else? What else have we been doing today? So, time's rubbish, we've all discovered. And it's probably the same all over the country at the moment. And I presume in Perfect Pearl it's getting a bit like that over your way and the other side of the pond as well. Lack of shops. It's getting a little bit tedious, I'll tell you that. I mean, there's plenty of other ways for me to spend my money. There's never a reason why I can't spend the money. But I just don't want to travel to another town to have to spend my money. From a look at, where's my tongs? So what else? I've got new colours. Hopefully, new colour range coming up on my my locks this week. I'm doing some Wensleydales and my Teeswaters, which they're getting soaked today. Yeah, so that's about it. That's what my week consists of. I do have another penny. Yesterday just seemed to disappear. It's ready. It's in there. I'm waiting for Phil to come back so he can take some pictures of me wearing it. And then I can get it on the website. Because the entire day yesterday just disappeared. And before I knew it, it was 10 o'clock at night. And I still haven't had any proper tea. Weather is starting to change. Leaves are changing in the air. Yeah, well, it's August here. We are... Well, I know it's August here. It's August there as well. Stupid woman. But it's supposed to be 19, 20 degrees outside. And I'm here with a fleecy top on. And I've gone and put my jeans on as well because I'm feeling the chill. But nothing's changing yet outside. I've still got some late summer bulbs coming up, so that's quite cool. And I've just bought, yesterday I bought spring bulbs, some snowdrops and stuff like that to plant up the back of the garden along the bank. So I'll get them out at some point. I need to start going out and tidying up my garden. And my grapes are half ready, so it won't be long until they get harvest. And I've got 6 Granny Smith apples on my tree. And I've got to go and clean out the ducks because Fleur's come off the eggs, and no ducklings this time round, but I have about 40 eggs underneath the hut that I will now have to bag up and get rid of. It's cold. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting a bit of an Indian summer, and I actually did predict an Indian summer back in March. So we might get a little bit of warmth. I just don't want to go outside. It's not pleasing at all. And the neighbours, when they go out in the garden, it's so noisy. There's no peace to sit out there and think. So I tend to pop out when I know there's nobody around. Turn that up a little bit higher, I think. So yeah, I just don't want to go outside at the moment. It's not that warm. It's supposed to, but it's not. And the sun's coming out, but there's a dirty big black cloud over that way. So it looks like I might be putting the coal fire on later on. Yeah, so has anybody been up to anything interesting? Has anybody got any topics they'd like to talk about? Because when I'm talking to myself throughout the week, there's not much in the way of conversation going on in this house. Apart from, oh my God, I've missed out on one braid I've got to still dye up. Supposed to be 20 degrees here, had the heating on, going up to Manchester tomorrow to go by Magpie and Goblin, or go by Sarah's shop. Yeah, I've not heard from her for a while. I hope she's doing alright. Usually she drops us a message, but I know she's been busy, and after lightning and everything else, she's not been quite right. Usually I send her a rescue package. I might have to send her one again. Got to order you. Well, you could meet me halfway and I'll drop it off for you. I can send it to Sarah's for you. You can just pick it up. Yeah, I keep meaning I want to go through to Sarah so she can do my last tattoo. So I want a tattoo done, but I want Sarah to do it. I just haven't got the chance at the moment. Hiya, Bellwether and White Yarns. Yeah, so Toppy's just finishing off spinning Kerry Hill. Oh, the little one. Yeah, I've got to go upstairs. It's upstairs, the washed one, and get it in the sink. But I'm doing my locks at the moment, so I'll get that and I'll look up some dark dyes. Did some ice dyeing this week. It was a fun process. I've never tried ice dyeing. To be fair, I don't really make ice in the freezer. I don't make ice up. So I've never tried it. I do know I need to try it. So, and then at least that way I know what I'm talking about if anybody ever mentions it. I like to have a little dabble of everything. I do want to try and have a look for some seeds for dyeing plants to maybe get planted in the ground for next year. But things like woad needs chill, and then I need to clean up the potting shed as well. That needs completely stripped down and disinfected from top to bottom before I can get any seedlings in the ground, and madder as well, but that takes 2 years. I'll be spinning some Shetland fleeces and dye that. Oh, lovely. I think I've got some Shetland fleece upstairs that I got from the Orkney Shepherdess. She's really good. She only does, she only sells her fleeces literally I think this month or last month, but she takes bookings, pre-orders for the sheep, and every single one of them are all named, so you know which one you're getting. Okay, I've got a couple of hers. I've got a Dutch spotted fleece upstairs. It's still in the box since last year. It would take forever for the ice to melt here in the UK. Yeah. On that random day that it's supposed to be 27 degrees and we end up with rain all day long. Probably more chance of the rain melting it. Yeah, I've done solar dyeing in jars, and I do that sometimes with my plant-based fibres. And I'll literally just like rose and nettle and things like that, and I'll mordant them and leave them in the jars and just leave them on the window with the acid dye, and leave them on the window. You don't get a strong true colour with acid dye on plant-based fibres, but it does change the pigments on them. Been knitting a bit in sports weight sweater. I need to spin up this weekend. Been a busy week. It's been one of those weeks. It's like you feel like you've not done much, but when you look back on it, you've actually achieved quite a bit. The name, you've got one called Baba. I can't even remember the name of the... I think I've got one called Dottie from the Orkney Shepherdess, and I had a Shetland off of her, but was it Honey or Heather? But every year she calls, like, is a new alphabet letter, which a lot of people do that, so they know where they are with their sheep breeds. So yeah, she's got a lot of cross sheeps. I'm always on the lookout for breeds that are just singular breeds. I prefer the actual purebred if I can get it. I don't mind the crossbreeds, but I think unless they're like of a similar nature, like I don't know, like a Wensleydale and a Teeswater has been mixed together like crossbred, then I know what to expect from the wool and the quality of it and everything else. But when you start playing around with like for example Kerry Hill and a Cheviot, I'll have no idea apart from the fact that it's going to be quite a not a rough, but an outerwear wool, and I want something that's going to be soft. So yeah, you know, just starting to warm up. I've got a drooth and I need to get a drinky juice. Oh. So what else? What's else done for this week? So I think I'm just going to be concentrating on getting these advents all started packed up, and then I can see where I am. And then I think I've only really got to buy in a couple of extra bits and pieces, little gifts to put in. Your gardener's not been doing canning and it takes a lot of time. I like to, when my garden's at full pent and I'm doing tomatoes and things like that, then I make a lot of chutneys, and I've got some vintage recipes for chutney. I love chutney. It's absolutely amazing. Different flavours and curry chutneys, and when your tomatoes aren't quite ready. So no, I make chutneys quite a lot, and then I save little jars and use them for Christmas. Oh, I like Shetland wool. I like the feel of it, and you can get a really nice thin spin on it if it's been prepped properly. So you just have to remember, are you spinning your, what's chutney? It's C-H-U-T-N-E, and it's a way of preserving your fruits and vegetables and stuff like that out of the garden and making them in. It's a bit like a relish, but it's not a relish. It's different. I mean, marrow. What would you call marrow over in America? Like a gigantic zucchini that's overgrown. You can use. I've made chutney out of marrow. There's people that make chutney. It's a preserve of vegetables with fruit and spices. So that's generally all I can say. Have I got any in my fridge? So yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of Branston pickle, oh crikey, or piccalilli, that sort of thing. So you just make a big vat of it up. I do red pepper and tomato with lemongrass. That's gorgeous. There's one I do, there's pineapples and peppers. That's amazing. That's really nice, like a mango chutney to go with the curry. I like actually putting my chutneys on my sandwiches as well. So I'm having a cold meat sandwich. It just gives it a little bit, yeah, and it can be spicy or sweet. So I've got an old book that's got vintage recipes in there, going back a couple of 100 years. So I like to use that when I'm doing them. But do you know what? I haven't actually done any chutneys at all this year. I haven't done anything like that. And last year I was making like 10 jars up of the same batch every other week. Pickling green beans. Got a vintage Spears weaver loom size 4 the other day. Came with plastic heddle rather than the metal one of the earlier type. Hoping I can warp up correctly after assembling. Yeah, I got this one from Jess at Weaver Eye. So we drove down to Daventry last week for it, Danielle. But I've got my harp loom that I need to give it a quick clean up, and I'm getting photographs taken of that. My 32-inch harp loom with all the bits that I've looked out and found them, and that's going on the marketplace this week. And I found the weaving book to go with it for original header looms. I bought it separately, but I'll put it with it because I don't need it now. Pickled beets, absolutely delicious. Do you know, I fail every time at pickling my beetroot. I usually end up just eating it there and then. I've tried it and I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. You'd think I'd know better coming from a chefing background, but it never works. Yeah, so beetroot's a nightmare. But I haven't done any vegetable planting this year. I have found baked potatoes, King Edward potatoes, out in the garden this year that have self-sprouted. What else can you do? You can do sweet corn relish, which is the same as a chutney. But yeah, it goes back to the days of being in India. So that sort of thing was all brought over, and the like gentleman's relish and stuff like that, and three onion chutney or relish or whatever. So yeah, it's all the same sort of thing. It's just a way of preserving your fruit from the summer. That maybe sometimes your vegetables don't always mature properly, so you can use them for that sort of thing and stew the life out of them. Add sugar and spices and herbs. So yeah, pickling and chutneys. Yeah, I've not had a chance to do any of that. I haven't even been out and started looking for Victorians like chutneys. Yeah, well, it came over the West Indian Company, or the East India Company, discovered all that sort of thing. But we've been making that, preserving fruits and pickling like that for centuries before anyway. So I think when they're bringing over the spices from Asia, that's when it became more renowned for different varieties to add in there. Because by that point, by the 1700s, we knew what pineapples were, bananas, because you can make banana chutney, which really does not float my boat at all. Bananas are only supposed to be eaten fresh. I don't think bananas should be in puddings or in milkshakes. That's me. I can taste a banana from 1,000 miles away. Oh, where's my iron brew? So, yeah. Oh, dear. So I think we're nearly at 1 o'clock. I've got 10 more minutes before I get kicked off and grounded. So, yep, dyeing day today. I've now got to sort out that cone of wool for warping up that loom next week. Right, that's it. Danielle, make sure you make yourself, or get the other half to build you a warping board. So much easier to warp like that on there. There are a couple of YouTube channels that are a really good place to go look at warping up on a warping board. Honest to goodness, I've got a warping peg to do from that point there to the loom, and I found it an absolute nightmare. That's a backache, constant backache. This one I find easier because I've ended up having to put it up on my island at the moment because it means I can stand straight. What colours are you dyeing the grey merino? I'm not telling you. No, in Perfect Pearl, I am not telling you what colours I'm doing. Hence the camera is not on there. Because it is for the Advent, so you're not allowed to know. So tough. I know, I'm a rotten sod, but that's what you get. It's Christmas Advents, the secret. Don't be asking again. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. I am doing one for myself, but I'm debating with playing for my next project on my weaving, whether to go with like mustards and lichen and maybe a little bit of browns in there. Not sure. I want something happy but sort of subtle. But yes, well, it will be a surprise because I'm not telling you. And that's that. Andrea, the weaving potter. Hello, sweetie. So yeah, so I've got a crispy biscuit, a crunchy biscuit one. I think that's actually merino with I think it's tencel in there. So that's what I'm going to dye up for myself for my next weaving project. I might actually film me doing that as a personal progress, but I can't really tell you anything about experience. I've just done weaving on and off over the years, but now I want to really get quite serious about it. and then any finished products that I think is good enough. No sneaky peeks, Hilly, neither. Pack it in. Though, I mean, to be fair, if you'd watched my video from yesterday when I'm talking about worsted wool and woolen wool and blending bats, there is a sneak peek in the background, but they're not even done yet. They've not even been split up properly. So that's the closest you're going to get to a sneak peek. Yeah, that's the first process of making mini bats. So yes, you have to go and watch the video, like it and leave a comment, won't you? Because nobody leaves comments. I think I've got one video where people have watched it 70 odd times and only one person's thumbs it up. What's the point of that? I don't know. So I think next week I might sit and do some spinning when I'm on. I think we're looking at maybe some, I'm hoping for a wet weekend next week. I know, I'm British. I just feel like I need some rain in my life. And then I can have the fire on and I can sit in front of the fire and do some spinning. Right, so I need to go and get my housework done. I need to empty this sink. So these locks can have some clean water put in them. Thinking of Montana sunset colours for my locks this week. Better one than none. No, I'm on my holly boobs. Oh, you're on your holly bobs. Oh, bless you. We're supposed to be going to Wales next month, but I think we're brewing for another lockdown. So I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know what's happening. I ain't got the energy, to be honest. When you've been stuck in the house, the thought of leaving the house is like, oh, I can't be bothered. I haven't left this house since August 2019. Haven't been YouTubing much. We'll catch up later. Shame on you. I'm on there every day to have a mooch and have a watch. Because we were talking about this the other day, weren't we, about who to watch and who not to watch. So, yeah. So, Kathy Hay, definitely give her a go. If you don't mind a lot of swearing and you want to giggle and see some different menus to cook up, go and watch Nat's What I Reckon, the Aussie lad. Covered in tattoos, got earrings in his mouth and his ears and up his nose and God knows what else, but he's hilarious. He's very, very funny. So, yeah, and Danielle, if you want me to drop you a link as to who I've watched for warping, let me know and I'll throw it over to you. I'll go and hunt it out and thingy. But definitely build yourself a warping board. And if you go onto Google and just type in warping board, you'll find free plans on there with measurements as well, because I've sent Phil on a mission. Because when this, if my rigid head loom sells, then my warping board's gone, because it's on the back of it. Because that's what you get with the Kromsky folding harp, is you turn it over on the other side and put the dowelings in, and it's a warping board. So once that's gone, I'm stuffed. So anyway, ladies and maybe gentlemen, I'm going to let you go. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you through the week, and if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Bye.